And good morning from Scotty Ray Candace. It is January the 20th, Wednesday, hump day.
It is, middle of the week.
So that means you get a new president today.
Joy.
It is coming.
Yeah.
Now, we did a survey. I posted this last night of who's going to be watching it. I was curious.
Yeah.
270-something people, excuse me, so far have responded to it. And I think I've seen 3 that said they were going to watch it. But, as you get into this, and let me see if I can find it. Some of these were hilarious of the remarks that that people made, that from raking leaves, they'd rather be doing that, to giving their cat a bath. It just went on. It was some cute answers to this. But this will be something that the press will handle quite differently than they did Trump's inauguration. If there is in any way a protest somewhere, it's going to be covered by the press differently than the riots and things that we saw in the last, where it was just kind of minimal brought up. This will be blown out of proportion if anybody gets in a fight, and we all know it.
You know, I heard this morning, I think last night, there was rioting in Portland again.
What they arguing about?
I don't know. It's a crazy time. But Washington is pretty much shut down. I mean, they have every street and every corner of the city locked down, and you can't get in or out, I don't think, is from what I understand.
Now, there was a rumor floating around, and somebody may know the answer to this, and I don't, that Biden had hired extra security that were not the United States military at the tune of $75 million. But I cannot find that anywhere to be true. I've Googled, I've searched. I can't. That was just one of those things that was floating out there on the internet, but I couldn't find anything to back up that in writing.
I don't know about. I haven't heard that yet, but
because you would think the United States military, all 25,000 plus of there, could secure the guy.
You would think so, but I know yesterday they had some crazy ideas that maybe some were not there for the right reason, and they were there to cause, I guess, harm or something, which I think is crazy. As much as they give and sacrifice.
I would imagine at about 12:30, 1 o'clock, there's an ink pen waiting to change a lot in the country. So
he's supposed to be signing executive orders today, like first thing, and it's going to be
removing a lot of the things that Trump had done. So be ready. I don't know all of them. As soon as we figure out everything that has gone on, we'll report that to you.
Yeah.
But it will be, I don't expect anything majorly to be seen within 6 months. I could be wrong. I think it'll take 6 months at least before you see a change.
I don't know. I think you need to hang on to your seat, because I think that they're fixing to really.
Now, this transgender thing about the bathrooms,
why
on earth, with everything going on in America, would that be a top priority of making it where men and women can go to the bathroom together?
I mean, I'm going to tell you what, if I go up in the women's bathroom and there's a man up in there.
What's going to happen?
Ain't going to be no nice words, okay? I'm just sorry, it ain't.
You'll lose your religion,
I'm
going to
lose something. Lose it.
But you can expect that.
Especially, I don't know. Because you're not going to tell me that everybody that, if it's a man that claims he's a woman, that goes into the women. What? People could use that to do harm to a woman.
Absolutely. It can be a lot of rapes, kidnapping.
Exactly. And
not to mention the small children that go in. I think we all agree that 90% of children go with their mothers instead of their dad to the restroom.
Yeah, I've always, even with my son, because I can't go up in the men's bathroom, and I'm sorry, women.
And he's 25 and she still takes him.
If I take my little one with me up in the bathroom, there's a reason for it. I make him stay in the stall and keep the door locked. If I'm using a restroom, he can't come out until I get him. It's just, I don't trust people, and I'm not about to send him up in a men's restroom by himself at 6 years old. I'm just not.
And then the next thing that you're going to see is the abortion part of this. The laws are now going to be changed to where it's easier to get those, and a lot of murders, in my opinion, will happen. And that just goes against my belief. Maybe you don't believe the way I do, but I feel that one day I'll be proven right. It may not be on this earth, but I think someone will answer to that one day.
Oh, yeah, they will.
So.
Good morning, Les Alexander.
Morning. Glad you're watching today. Well, as we begin today, enjoy it while you can, because there's going to be a little bit of change when it comes to weather over the next few days. As we pull this up, and we look at this, out to our west is where this rain is. No rain today, but expect this system that is out here to come across and be here by tomorrow afternoon as things will start changing. The forecast tells us that as we get ready for this, tonight, slight chance of rain, 80% chance of rain after lunch tomorrow. So if you've got something to do, we've got, let's see here, 80 tomorrow, 90 tomorrow night, 70% on Friday. We'll get a little break on Saturday, and then it's back in the forecast again on Sunday. But if you got something to do that don't need to get wet, do it now in between now and lunchtime tomorrow. Outside of that, it's just going to be wet.
Yeah, and warmer, looks like. So.
Yeah, we are definitely in the 60s all the way to the end of the month during the daytime.
I don't, like I said yesterday, I don't mind 60s. I just hate that burning up hot where you leave in the morning and it's cool and you dress for cool weather and then you're burning up by lunchtime and then, you know.
The only thing that could make Mississippi probably better would be, a lot of jobs, but 70-degree weather year round. But
yeah.
we ain't had much.
I'm ready for fall, you know.
Yeah, you got a little weight on that.
I know.
You'll get springtime and a little bit of attention before it's all said and done, but that's what's going on with that. Let's see here. This is headlines this morning as we pull up this. Trump is out. They walked out, and I got another slide on this in a minute that we'll show, but he has left the building. He got on Marine One and flew to Air Force Base. And we're going to tell you who's on the naughty list of the Republican list here in just a little while of can you believe they've really done that? That's up and coming. Kyla Moore's not ready for more rain yet. Well, you going to get it.
I ain't ready for it either, Kyla.
Oh, that is coming. That's going to happen. All right, let's begin with a few things that are going on today. Do you remember this guy?
John Michael Montgomery, I sure do.
Born in 1965. When you think of his name, what's the first song that comes to mind? Is it The Little Girl, Grundy County Auction, or Life's a Dance?
Yeah.
Which one do you think of? You don't, do you?
No, all of those, I remember listening to, but Life's a Dance.
Yeah, and then there was that song that wouldn't go away that everybody wanted to play at their wedding, I swear. I got so swearing of it, I got sick of it.
But I love that song. It's a pretty song.
It was good the first 200 times you heard it. Mm-hmm. But, and of course you know who his brother is. She's got the deer in the headlights look.
His brother?
Yeah.
I did.
Who is also a singer. Think about that.
Well, I know. You always make me look so crazy.
I ain't trying to make you look crazy, but think about it. It's real obvious. Okay, she gives up, right? Montgomery Gentry.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say, but then I would have looked like an idiot. I was going to say Montgomery Gentry because, the Montgomery. But yeah.
Eddie, and of course, they're brothers. And of course, two different styles of country, but both can sing in their own right. Yeah. And of course, and we had them here in Meridian. I don't remember if that was 2001, 2002. It was a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Nice guys. They do like to party a lot. And, of course, we were also lost T-Roy a couple years back in the helicopter crash. Mm-hmm. Just how in the world do things like that happen?
Yeah, that was bad. I remember that. And just stuff, just
tragic
and of course,
he hunted
like that
over at Livingston a lot, T-Roy did.
Oh, really?
Had friends over there. So it was 1971. I don't remember it because I really didn't listen to his music, but a lot of people love this guy. Marvin Gaye was number one on this date with What's Going On. Mm-hmm. And, just sad, tragic that if you remember, his dad killed him, shot him, killed him.
No, I did not know that.
Brought an end to his career. Of course it would, but just family arguments and things that go on. Wow. 1973, this shook the Opry up as Jerry Lee made his Opry debut there, The Killer.
Mm-hmm. He was rambunctious back then, I think.
Yeah, and he showed everybody it was still okay to marry your cousin in the South. Nothing to it. Mm. But, that bit him when he went to England, all of that, years ago, back in the day. Yeah. Now, who could remember this? I was a kid, but it was sort of like Watergate because it was on the news almost every day, the hostage situation. Do you remember this as a kid?
I do remember seeing a lot of that in the news back when I was little. I wasn't very old, but
he was there. But as soon as Reagan took the oath of office, they were released, and it was an ending of 444 days. Carter tried to do some military extractions; they failed, and some Marines died trying to get in to handle that. If you remember all of that,
I don't remember the main details of it, but I do remember when that happened.
I do think Jimmy Carter meant well. I think he had a good heart. I don't think he will go down in history as one of the best presidents we ever had, but he meant well, and he is a troubadour for getting out there and trying to help humanity. A little left nowadays, but he did try. But
he's always been big in the building of those houses.
Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, he's always been big into helping to do that.
Yeah, got other countries and done it, and that's why I say I think he really is a good person.
Yeah.
He just wasn't a great commander in chief. He wasn't strong. He didn't have that backbone that Reagan did. When Reagan said it,
yeah,
by golly, it was happening.
Yeah, he was a good president, Ronald Reagan.
Now, this is somebody that's kind of new to country, that's different. Brantley Gilbert, if you like the biker look and that kind of feel, then he's your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those whatever you call them, I don't know.
Lobes.
I don't know. It looks like something you'd wear on clothing. I don't know.
You know, I just can't imagine George Strait wearing those.
Yeah, it's a different time, y'all. Country music's a different time. I watched when I was getting my nails done the other day. They have videos and stuff on the TV screen in there, and he was on one of the videos, and I thought, God, country has just changed so much.
Yeah, because that's just I've said it before. It's not my kind of. I think most people that kind of watch us. To some degree, believe in that theory there.
And I've gotten where in my car now, all I listen to is old country.
You have to.
I mean, that's all I have on my thing, and I love it and my son, he loves it too. He started singing some of the songs, my 6-year-old.
I guess I'd have to, if you had to identify with a song now, you'd have to go back to the Bellamy Brothers. He's an old hippie because he just can't figure out what's going on anymore. That song really hits home now.
Yeah.
But it was 1985 as we go back. Alabama, music that you could understand, There's No Way was released on this date. Of course, it went on to be, I believe, the 16th number one song of their 21 number ones in a row. Big deal. As we go to things that are going on, this is a pretty big deal. Everybody wants this to be done. Phil Hardin Park is going to get an update. They're going to do some fences and things like that. Yeah. And we have number 5 now. Running for mayor of Meridian. Randall Jennings is up in it.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm glad they're updating the parks. I just hope that the kids will be able to play ball when the time gets, here. Because like this past year, my little one, he couldn't, Alden couldn't play ball. They didn't have it. I mean, we signed up and then they didn't have it because of COVID.
But is that going to change this year?
I don't know. I hope it does. I mean, I hope that they can, because the other sports really haven't let up. Like school sports. This was more of a rec thing,
Yeah.
And,
your little community getting together.
And I think they're playing rec soccer and stuff still. So I hope they'll be able to play, I think it'll do the kids good to be able to get out there and burn off some energy.
We don't know what they're going to lock down. There's already rumors, though, that part of this was all these people wanting everything shut down was to fall back on Trump. And it's rumored now that New York may be seeing a light to start opening up restaurants and things of that nature. Don't know 100% we'll see that there. I have heard rumor of the 100-day mask mandate that is coming for everybody in America. We'll see.
Yeah. We will. We'll see.
And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and address this. There's all these rumors that something is going to happen today that Biden would not be president. I don't see that. That I think is purely.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a lot of stuff floating around out there if you've been keeping up with any kind of social media sites or stuff like that. And we don't know what's going to happen, and it's in God's hands. I mean, it is. Our fate is in God's hands.
Oh, it definitely is. Now, hang on, I wanted to see here because I read a quote that somebody posted, and I've never heard it put like this. And let me see if I can find it because Randy Carter, a friend of mine that lives down in Hattiesburg, posted last night. And it just really, let's see here. Yeah, this is what I want you. Let me pull this up. This really said a lot. It was strong. Let me pull this up here. Randy posted last night, a lot of people will boast that Biden got 81 million votes, so he must be the right man for the job, because that many people can't be wrong until you remind them that 95% of the people that walked away from Calvary were convinced the government and the self-righteous religion had done the right thing. God has this thing figured out. Just hang on to your faith and give him a few days. And he's right. Jesus Christ was in public, was run down, beat, killed. They wanted to get rid of anything that was good.
there's a phrase that is, for every dark night there's a brighter day.
Yeah.
And I believe that, and I do believe that we go through the bad times so we can appreciate the good times. And I do believe that God has got a better day in store for all of us, you know. But we might have to walk through this bad situation and bad times, and you know.
Yeah, it's going to be some changes.
It is. So.
Let's see here. Good morning to Ronnie Warren. We appreciate you watching this morning. Linda Culpepper says she hopes we have a good day. We appreciate that. She said it ain't true country either. As we turn back to what's going on in the state of Mississippi, and they know this because of tax records, Mississippi is drinking a whole lot more since the pandemic hit. And I would venture, and I don't have proof of it, I would say that there's probably a lot more of this in every state.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I'm shocked that DUIs are not up.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Or maybe you just sit around the house and drink now.
I think most people stay at home a lot now. You know, I mean, we don't get out that much. We might go eat every now and then, but to me, it's not even enjoyable anymore to even go shop or do anything.
Because you're afraid you get cooties from somebody.
To me, it's not. Look, I'm knocking
you
my
and
microphone.
the microphone having issues.
I'm attacked by this microphone. But, you know, it's not, to me, as enjoyable as it used to be. And you can't see people's face. You can't see their smile, you know, and I don't know.
And you can't recognize a lot of people.
Yeah, and I would just, and taking a little one in the store that wants everything they see, you know.
Yeah.
I'd just rather stay at the house.
This woman's tired, y'all.
I'm tired, y'all. I am.
Now, this is out there, and I'm sure y'all have all seen this before. The ACLU is warning the public officials in the state of Mississippi to stop blocking people that they don't like on their social media accounts. And, of course, Tater Tot is up there at the top of that. The mayor of Jackson, this guy down here, he's also done it. Congressman Steve Palazzio and the Jones County Sheriff's Department is one of the ones that they kind of go in, and if you say something that they don't agree with, they delete your post and nobody else sees it.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on around the nation there right now with all of that good stuff. So
Well, some people get online and put all kind of junk. I mean,
They do.
inappropriate stuff. I mean, just off the wall. You can say your opinion without being like vulgar and just.
You know, and I put that on there last night on
Right.
mine about are you going to watch the inauguration? And I saw that same post of other media outlets asking it, and it got downright ugly. I mean, cussing each other and
Yeah.
why do that? And everybody on mine was nice. It was a friendly gesture of what they would do, but other sites were just not quite so clean.
Yeah, you're always going to have somebody that's going to come back and be ugly in some kind of instance. I mean, there usually is. And and two, you can post something that, you know, you might just have an opinion about, and somebody's going to, or even share something, and somebody's going to fact check it.
Oh, yeah.
You got some fact checkers now. Let me just address this. You have some fact checkers that are trying, you know, they might say something that doesn't look just right, or they might know that that's not right, and they'll like inbox you and say, you know, you put this post, you might want to rethink that because, you know, that ain't really right. You know, you might want to go back and check. That's not an accurate post or whatever. Thank you. Then you got other ones who
Call you out.
yeah, they're the
Candace, you are
social
wrong.
media czars. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna put them. You know, as, that have to fact check just to let the world know that they're right, and they're gonna, you know, check your facts. That drives me insane.
It's a little, can y'all tell it agitates her?
It agitates me. I mean, like, why do you have to like fact check somebody and to make them look, you know,
Bad.
that's not right. You know,
Bad in the public.
and I'm gonna let everybody know that I'm right and you're right. That drives me insane.
There's a lot
But
of
you
that in
got
this
people
world.
out there that are like that, you know, that have to be right and let
Well, how
the
do you
world
feel
know.
about the people that flaunt what they've got and you don't have? Because there's some people that just love to show.
Oh, that drive. I mean, I don't care what you got, you know.
But you know what I'm talking
and
about?
if I don't have, I mean, that doesn't bother me. But there are people who do that.
They just
you know,
eat it up. They live off of that.
brag about what they have. That drives me. I don't know, but whatever, you know, whatever floats your
Make you
boat,
want
I
to sing
guess,
that
but-
Sonny and Cher song, I Got You, babe.
or that do something for somebody and you got to let everybody know you did it.
Yeah, if you-
That's one of my pet peeves now. If I do something for somebody, I might tell my best friend, you know.
Hey, I done
But
this.
normally I would not let that be known, you know.
I get, but a lot of people do it for, is it gratitude from others? What's the word I'm looking for?
I guess they do, like
The
self
something.
I don't know, self-gratitude. I don't know.
It's something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, feeding their egos. I don't know. Yeah.
Words of wisdom from Candace this morning, if you needed to know all
Tune
that.
in tomorrow for my next
We're going to get us a
episode.
soap opera started before it's all over. Want to welcome a new sponsor to us this morning, 3E Fencing. And if you need fencing, they do that. And they work all over. They're based out of Meridian. They work all over the area. And, of course, they'll handle all types of, well, let's just show you some of the things they do. Do you need a gate? Fooling with gates is not the most fun thing that you'll ever do in life. They can hang all that and get it going.
Is that like a cattle gate?
That's a cattle gate.
Uh-huh.
And the key thing is to never be sitting on the passenger side, because you will be the person that has to do that. Sitting in the middle is the place to sit if you're riding a truck. You ain't got to fool with no gates.
You got to get out and undo the gate.
That's right. But those are contrary if you go to hanging them. And if you've ever done one, you'll know what I'm talking about. And, of course, the latch. Getting the latches right. So they'll get you fixed up, getting that going. And they'll even do contracts for you to where if you've got a bunch of pasture land, they'll come by and check it every so often, make sure that you have no gaps, and take care of it for you there and fix anything that needs repairing. Free quotes, doesn't cost anything. They also do, let's see, that's double gates. They can do those also. As you get into privacy fences, that's a handy thing to have.
Yes, that's nice.
Because I could never saw them off level. That was never my...
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see my fence.
But they can do this, get it stained up for you, and have your yard looking good as this goes around here. Look how great that looks. And, of course, no matter how big it is, and I want to say I got a shot here of a longer view of the backyard there. Yeah, there you go. Stretching
really
all the way
good.
across. Looks good. So if you need that type of fencing, or when it comes to, well, cattle, and you need to fence off your land, they do this also. And that ain't fun, let me tell you.
I bet not. It ain't fun when you hit it with your leg either if you're trying to climb through it
That's right.
to get to the other side.
Post hole diggers are not my friend, but they'll handle all this for you at 3E
Yeah.
Fencing. Call them at 601-562-6605, and they'll help you. That's 3E Fencing, Dalton Espy. He'll help you in any way he can to get your fencing needs taken care of. And again, just give him a call. Free quote. Doesn't cost anything for him to come out and take a look at what you're needing there. Well, this is it as we say goodbye to the president as we turn here and take a look. These were pictures early this morning. And, you know, I was busy and I didn't even think about jumping up and going to watch that moment as it happened. But he has departed the White House. They're out. Air Force One is going to take him to Florida once this is over. It'll be his last ride as president on Air Force One.
I know that had to be a bittersweet moment.
Oh,
You know.
horrible to one degree because he really did want to do so much for the country.
Well, and he did do so much for the country, and I am very thankful for that. And I think that he brought this country back, breathed some life back into it.
Yes.
You know, because
Gave hope to the average Joe out there.
yes, he did.
Now-
And you know, I hope that some people will keep that going. I hope they will.
Now, he did say he will pray for the new administration in his farewell speech that he gave. And I have not watched all that. Did you get to see any of that?
I've watched a good bit of it, and I know that he used the words, some words that you kind of like. What does that mean? But he said that the new administration, that he wished them.
He says prosperous and keeping it safe there. But
And he said he wished them luck. Luck was a very important word, he said.
Bring what he meant by
And
that.
then he said that they would be back in some form.
Oh, yeah, he's coming. I even heard that he wanted to start a different party outside of the Republican Party. Now, of course, Ross Perot tried that. And it's very hard to start that third party movement because if you go with this party that's already in, you have allies within the government. Not that he ever had an ally.
Well, I'm going to just say this. I think that if he did start a third party, I think people would go from the Republican Party to it. I believe they would. Because Ross Perot and Donald Trump, to me, don't even compare.
Right. I get that.
You know, so I think it would go over good. You know?
We'll see because 4 years is coming. And Donald Trump does not like to lose at all. Big thank you to Tammy Pilgrim for watching this morning. She says she loves listening. We appreciate that. Or watching, that's what she said. Why did I change that word? Anyway.
Well, you listen when you watch, so.
I guess so. Maybe so. That's how it works. But we do appreciate you there. Let's see here. What else is happening with this? Now, this is one of these things to where take note of what I'm fixing to show here. And you may have already seen this somewhere else. But going on today, they're having a goodbye farewell for Donald Trump. And then what's his name is going to be inaugurated. It's 4 hours difference in the two, but they're saying logistics are hard to get back and forth to handle both of them. Mike Pence has chosen not to go to Trump's farewell, along with Mitch McConnell and Kevin McCarthy. And, of course, no Democrat's going to go. But I would have thought Pence would have went to that regardless.
Sure, yeah. I think that his place should have been over there where Trump was doing his farewell speech.
Now, of course, there's
For
been
sure.
all types of rumors about Pence not being on Team Trump through this administration. Publicly, he held it like he was behind him. I don't know. But does this break away from that trend and show that Pence really never was for Trump or not?
You know, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in question when it comes to Pence right now, and
Is he
and I
sucking
feel
up to
like I've
Biden?
just had blinders on. You know, that I was just really blind to. You know,
Right.
those some of the things that I've heard. Not everything you hear is true. I understand that, but it does make
Does
you
it-
question things.
Does
for
it
sure.
mean he's after political favors to go on to do something else? Is that why he's attending this, to be seen in the crowd? Like
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, is that either he wasn't for Trump to begin with, or he just don't want to, you know.
he's a loser and
He
doesn't
don't
want to
wanna
associate
be-
with him.
And I mean, I think that he don't want to be banned like everybody else is going to be banned. Probably,
And it's
you
going to be
know.
some banning that is going on.
And that is crazy. That I cannot believe that there's not some kind of a law to protect people from stuff like that.
Of being turned on.
Yeah, I mean, for being that's targeting people. That is targeting people, and
And, you know,
pretty much like defamation type stuff, you know, to them.
we've seen through the news the last few weeks, anybody that is a Trump supporter, if there's a headline about them, they try to tie it into they may not have even been at the Capitol when those other people rushed in, that I think was a total setup. But if they were a Trump supporter, they'll word it like Trump supporter of the riots at the Capitol done this. They had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the next headline as to what the media is going to do to this man, and it's already happening. My Pillow guy. They are after him. They're pulling his products from shelves as we speak. If you look at this, who are some of these companies that have done this? Bed Bath & Beyond have taken it. Kohl's, Wayfair, and also Macy's has taken it off of their website and says it's currently not available.
I won't shop at any of these places anymore.
That's what they're doing, though.
Yeah.
And they want to destroy this man's business is what they're going to do, because he held on to that thought of maybe something could happen to the bitter end.
Hey, y'all, do you hear my stomach?
I miss that. Are you hungry?
I'm starving to death, and if you don't hear that, I mean, my stomach growls so loud.
Well, see, that's a noise reduction mic. They didn't
Thank
hear it.
God.
It doesn't pick up.
Thank goodness. If you hear something growling, it's my stomach. But anyway, yeah, that is just so wrong, though, with this man. To do that, because he was very successful. He has a very successful product line.
He does.
And that's crazy. I won't be shopping there anymore. I'm one of those Americans, y'all, that, you know.
You put them down.
But that'll come back to bite them. They're cutting their own throat.
A lot of
go ahead.
Minnesotans work there at his plants, and we hope this doesn't affect them to that level. But we've seen it happen before in America. They start a cancel culture or something. They come after
Well,
you.
like I said earlier, I wish all the people who are more conservative would start their own big, you know, company. And, like, if the people are banned from stuff, they'd have a place to go, you know?
Well, you remember Paula Deen a few years ago, for some joke she said 35
Yes.
years ago, her entire company was wiped
And that
out.
is so. It wasn't a joke. She like made a comment, or maybe it was a joke, but she
I
just
thought
made,
it was a joke, but I don't remember.
It was years
Yeah.
before. Years before. Now, we live in a time, y'all, where we have a president at one time that had sex in the Oval Office, no matter what he did, okay?
Yep. Whether he
and
defined
that's
it that or
fine.
not.
That was okay. But somebody can't say one word or say one sentence or joke about something like years prior to that without being criticized and everything they've worked for taken away. That is ridiculous. That lady worked herself from the bottom
did.
up. She started out making sack lunches, and she would make sandwiches and different sack lunches and take them around. And I think her sons maybe helped her take them around and sell them. And that's how she started her business. And look what she built. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
in a matter of just a snap of a finger, it was gone because
was.
of
Now I think she's on the comeback now.
Crazy, yeah.
But she went through some rough times there. But boy, what a personality she's got.
Yeah, I went.
You can't help but like her.
I know. I went to see her in Jackson. She was over there. Had a little a show over there, and she's funny. I mean, she's really funny.
So who's whining already? Well, let's go to this. I didn't realize that Joe and Jill had one child together. Of course, he's got a bunch of others from his first marriage, but their only daughter says that the family was snubbed by, how do you say it, Melania? Is that how you say it? Because they didn't get the turning over the White House, as the first lady normally takes the new one through, and she feels like they were snubbed. And well, I think we all know why that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But she's upset.
Yeah.
Now, will this happen? There's still a lot of talk of this, and I know today deals with a lot of politics, but that's what's going on in America right now. It's what matters to you at this moment, and hopefully in a few days it won't be as much to talk about. We can get back to good stories and things. But Chief Justice Roberts says he does not want to preside over the second impeachment. One of the reasons was in that last one, he'd made some remarks, and they made him read them out loud that didn't make him look really all that good. Now, it gets tricky here because Trump would not be a sitting president. The Supreme Court handles it, excuse me, if it is a sitting president. So there's a loophole to where he could get out, and guess who would handle the impeachment if he does not? She would.
Yeah.
Your new vice president. So we'll see where this goes. Some hope that this will stop and it'll be over and it's just talks. I think enough of them dislike Trump enough, they will take this as far as they can.
Well, I just really want to.
She's biting her tongue over there.
Oh, I hope Karma makes an appearance. That's all I got to say.
We'll see. Well, if you've watched all these news things, maybe there's a change coming to Fox. We don't know. But word is, Daily Mail puts it, that Fox News has already had layoffs. Chris Stahl, how do I say his name? Chris Sterwalt, one of the political analysts who got it wrong in 2016 and is not really a Trump supporter, has been taken out. After 10 years, he no longer works for them, along with about 19 other people have been let loose. Why is this? They've got a new editor-in-chief who worked for Sean Hannity taking over the network. And he's making changes that kind of follow along with Sean's way of thinking at Fox News. Is it too late? They've got trouble at Fox News. Now, did they get it right that Arizona would not go to Trump? They did in the end, but it was called quick, and it didn't sit well with folks.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of stuff that was done too quick with a lot of this election stuff and the impeachment and everything. I mean, you know. So.
I guess we could call it in the heat of the night. That's what went on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't just, you're winning when you go to bed, and when you wake up, all these things have happened.
Well, you got to get your ballots in, from the mail. 12 National Guardmen have been removed from inauguration security. Now, it started out with 2 early yesterday, and then it bumped up to 12. But as you read into all of this, they say that it's their post on Facebook or they're tied to groups. Nowhere did I find what those groups were. So this is somebody choosing that could have said, well, just because you're a member of Dixie Marauders, let's just say that, like a car group that maybe has the word Dixie in it, or they could have used that. I don't know that. That's just speculation. But 12 of them have been removed because maybe they didn't like Biden. So that's big news from there. 25,000 strong, that's very minute. There's no coup.
I'd be willing to bet that those 12 that were removed are getting, like, just drug over the coals with questions and, what do you call it? Like you...
Accusations.
Yeah, well, I mean, stuff like they're probably drilling them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what do you know? What do you know?
Going through their life, something you said when you were 15 years old, and you go, I don't remember that.
Or do you know what's anything that's going on? Have you heard? I mean, I just think that, I don't know. I think it's a lot of questions going on why there is so much military presence for a virtual type inauguration.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions there. This stuff doesn't add up to me.
No, it doesn't add up.
It does not add up to me to be what they're saying it is. So I don't know.
Now, I mean, there's fences everywhere. You ain't getting nowhere near. I think there's it's down to an actual 1,000 people that are going to be there today that are in person. That's the lowest ever.
Yeah.
But they say it will be a huge television day in ratings for people watching. We'll see. Yeah. Hillary just doesn't give this up. She's got to throw it out there one last time that during the protests where the people, in my opinion, and again opinion, that were let into the Capitol, he was on the phone to Putin. I mean, where does this stuff come from?
Well, I just think that they're trying any tactic they can to try to veer everybody in another direction so it'll take the heat off of them. Because I'm going to tell you what, this one right here was all up in the involvement of all that Russian mess.
She was.
So, I mean, it's proof of it. So
she paid for it.
Know?
And this is new and coming to America. America gets its first openly transgender federal official. Joe Biden has put this in. And, of course, this goes along with the bathroom thing to where they're saying anybody can go in any bathroom they want. But Dr. Rachel Levin, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, he will become the first official for them.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, looks, well, anyway, I'll leave that alone.
First impressions, y'all. Just remember that. And for the health, what was it?
A health official is
health official.
Let's see what the actual title is. U.S. Health Secretary is the name of the actual office. New York Mets general manager has been fired because he may have sent a picture of a certain part of his body to a female reporter. She said she didn't ask for the picture. He sent it anyway. He probably thought she wanted to see it. He was premonition.
Lord.
But, you know, that was back in 2016. It took them 5 years to do something about it.
Yeah.
Maybe she just spoke up last week. I don't know. But they have fired him. That was probably a pretty good paying gig.
Yeah, probably.
And that is hurting.
Yep.
Now,
put a dent in your checking account.
Ooh, I'm sure. Now, is this just a regular thing, this next news story that is coming up? Daily Mail reported this. The military is going to help with the vaccine rollout under Biden to help it pick up. Or is there more to this and you don't really understand
So
it?
are they going to be given the shot?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
Because
gonna
I
help
know they're
roll it
already
out.
helping in their. A friend of mine's son is in the Guard, and he has to go to different places at testing sites. I mean, they're already helping with that.
Right. So they're going to ramp it up now and more military. And, of course, the rumor mill of are you going to be forced to take it?
It makes me wonder what they're going to be using the military for, you know.
Could be.
So.
But that is in the works. And you're right as American to choose whether you want it or not. You've got the information out there. A lot of folks are stepping back and going, let me watch it a few months. While there's other people going, oh my gosh, this thing is getting worse. Let me get it as quick as I can because I don't want it.
Yeah.
So, thoughts there. All right, here's the next thing. You know, and I saw a story about a year ago of a pastor. It was in California. I don't have the name of the church, so I can't tell you who it was, but I just remember reading it, to where he found that his donations at the church were higher if he didn't bring up the word Jesus. Just leave that out. That's not really important. But give to the church. We're omitting Jesus' name from anything we do at the church. And my point is, just because you think it's okay in your head does not change God's rule of law. You know what I mean? And here's a young lady here. Let's put this up. She is on a website called OnlyFans. She says she is a Christian, a devout Christian, but she's a stripper. And she goes on to say that it's okay with God for her to be a stripper. Now, in my world, I don't think that's exactly how God intended things.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the way it works. She has 2 million followers on Instagram.
And makes $200,000 a month.
Stripping.
Yeah.
And I assume it's online. I don't know.
I mean, what's she think if she tithes out of that $200,000?
Do
that everything's all right?
Paul Thorne, a Mississippian who is a singer from Tupelo, has a song called Joni the Jehovah Witness Stripper. Very funny. But again, you can't change, no matter how you try to change things, the way God looks at things, you ain't changing his mind. And we're going to put that in the you're wrong category.
Well, I mean, I know we're supposed to be Christ-like.
We
We're
are.
supposed to try to be Christ-like. And I I just ain't thinking that fits into the whole.
Yeah, that's sort of.
None of us are perfect. We constantly
Absolutely
make
not.
mistakes. We constantly are having,
Now, this is
repent
where
for
it
stuff,
really gets to where when you get into religion of, if you do something like that, that is a sin. But also at the same time of eating too much is a sin.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to go, okay, eating my cheeseburger that I shouldn't have isn't the same as stripping.
You're not supposed to worship anything.
Right. It takes
you know,
control
above
of you.
God.
But there has to be. I'd like to call up God and go, look, is there like a scale here? This ain't as bad as that, but
Yeah,
it doesn't work
I think
that
a lot
way.
of people pick and choose their
They do.
sins. They try to say, "Oh, you're going to hell because you do that," but
You doing
I
something
think
too.
I think I'm kind of.
We are all
Yeah.
sinners at the end
We
of the day.
are, and I'm gonna
Sometimes
tell
you sin, don't even know that you're sinning.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. Like I feel like I constantly. I feel like I'm a work in progress. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Because I constantly, I have to work on a lot of things. Constantly.
Alan
My
Jackson.
patience, my temper.
Jackson
I do.
had a song called "That Work in Progress" years
Yeah.
ago. That's basically what what
Yeah.
the song was about.
But I do. I feel like that's what I am, and I just feel like we need to try to do things to try to be Christ-like. We don't always succeed.
It goes back to just because everybody's doing it, don't make it right. You know what I mean by that?
Well, I had a conversation with my little one yesterday on the way to school, trying to, because we go
About
into
lunch money or what was it? about?
No, we're going. I want to constantly have him be, respectful to people and stuff. And I said, son, this is the way I explained it to him. Your manners, your respectfulness, stuff like that. These are all virtues that I want you to carry through the rest of your life. That's what or values, that I want you to carry through the rest of your life. And no matter what this world does, no matter what anybody says to you, stay true to, what you know is right. And you're going to make mistakes, but mistakes are not things to me that you really go into. I guess it could be considered a mistake, but when you go into doing things, I said you have a choice to do the right thing. And,
right.
You pray about it and you try to make the right decision and you think about what God would want you to do. And so this kind of goes back to the stripping thing. I don't think God would want you to strip. Just don't think he would,
Manners are becoming a thing of the past.
But-
Used to, a man would open a door for a woman no matter, and I still do. If Lord forgive me, I guess maybe there's a time or two I've missed it, but I try to do that every chance I can. But there's people that don't get it, that don't understand why.
Right.
And you just should do that because it's good manners.
I think it is good manners. But as far as our kids go, I think we all should try to have that conversation with our kids right now because this world is going to try to change them.
Oh, yeah.
If you try to bring them up the right way, at some point, somebody's going to try to tell them to do it this way. And so I just told him, I said, you've been brought up to do things the right way, to love God, put him at the center of your world, and, don't ever waver from that. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different, And I hope he does stick to that. But if there's any time that we should have talked to our children about stuff like that, it's right now, And none of us are perfect.
That's
none
right.
of us are. But
If you remember, the Pope done that Instagram like of the stripper not
Yeah.
long ago. We still ain't got an answer for that from the Vatican.
it could have been her,
It was, I forget, of course, but they never, that just
Lord.
kind of went away.
Yeah.
But it was from the official site of the Pope where he
you think
liked
that'd
a
have
stripper.
been on national
Yeah,
headlines.
they kept that kind of down there, but he
Yeah.
did do it.
Yeah.
Now, did somebody else handle the Pope's account?
Yeah.
Now, have I been scrolling through something and accidentally bumped something? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that could happen. But there should have been, somebody was scrolling and just explained it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't want people to think, oh, she thinks she's holier than that.
Do
I'm
you?
not. No, I do not. I know that I ain't perfect at all.
We are not.
I ain't even nowhere near any kind of like that. But I do try to do the right thing. And I lose my cool and I feel bad after I do.
That everybody at some
I do. Like, I can take so much and then I'm going to blow up, And I hate that. That's like one of my worst.
That's your big sin.
Yeah, that's my, that's like one of them, I'm sure. But I hate that I do that,
Well, we're gonna pray for you.
Pray for me
We'll put it out
for my
there.
patience, y'all, because I'm going to need every bit of it.
Well, if you've got $90 laying around, we have got the latest. You gotta have it. Do you want to buy this for your pet?
I don't think
Uggs
so.
is what they are for your dog. $90. Now, how many people can imagine trying to hold your dog down and put those on?
Well, I'm going to just say if I got $90 to spend on some shoes, they're going to be on my feet. They ain't going to be on my dog's feet, okay?
But $90 for those, and people are buying them. And I guess that, remember the old show, Robin Leach, Lifestyles
Of the
Not
Rich and Famous.
Yeah, I almost said the Tracy Bird thing of not so rich and famous, but
Oh, yeah.
that was such a, you'd sit there and look at those yachts. I remember as a kid going, golly, people really have that?
I know.
And I've, through my life, I've bumped into people that do have that. Not all folks that are rich are bad. I know that in the news they try to sometimes make you think just because you have something you're a bad person. They're not. Mm-hmm. But interesting stuff.
We were talking about that the other day, talking about people who like hit lotteries and win millions and millions of dollars and stuff,
You'd probably,
would you do?
if you hit the lottery, you'd probably build you a Graceland. You'd have to mimic Elvis's house over there on that hill.
I would have to build me a house now.
Yeah.
I would pay off anything my mama owed and put her, make sure she was comfortable and stuff like that. But I would still probably work. I know that sounds crazy. I'd go crazy just sitting at home.
No, I'd hunt all the time. I'd make life good.
But I'd still shop at TJ Maxx.
I would probably have to make a statement if I just got like ugly rich. I'd have to build me a replica of Windsor or maybe a Dunlith plantation. Those homes, or maybe Belle Grove from Louisiana.
Really?
Those
Yeah.
homes were just big. Boy, wouldn't that be something, a legacy to pass on?
Yeah.
But I ain't got that kind of money, and I ain't never going to have a house. So I have a barn dominium up in the neighborhood with all the other people.
I love the barn dominiums. I am on the barn dominium site.
Are you on it?
I am. I get the little notifications because there's some really neat
And what we're talking about is metal houses.
Yes.
And I've got, I guess,
Scotty Ray has one. It's great. It's
and a
neat.
shop to match outside
Yes.
of it.
Yes.
But
It's really
you
neat.
never have to paint.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't You have to paint the inside.
The inside, I'm talking about the outside.
Oh, yeah. That's
And I
it.
was
That's good.
really, when we come up with that idea, I was trying to think of when you get older, you can't do things like, and I wanted something kind of simple.
I love it. I love the openness of it.
Yeah. Walk into a bank and go, hey, I want to build this barn dominium thing. They look at you and they go, huh. But a big thank you to Neil Henry, who backed me on that idea and financed me to get that started.
It is a big thing though now. I'm talking about it's the thing. It's the ticket. That's what a lot of people are doing, and I love the idea of it. I mean, you got plenty of space.
It is
and,
wide open.
It is, and I love that. And a lot of people will love that as they get older too. Who wants to climb a bunch of stairs all the time? And
you
know,
can even do it to where, I got a shop over here to where you can drive into your house, close the door behind you. You never get wet. I mean, it's really a neat concept.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
So be thinking about that if you're going to be
Look
building
them up,
Yeah.
y'all. If you haven't been on, it is a barn dominium site.
We probably,
That you can
no
go to.
kidding, 4 times a month show our house to somebody that is thinking. Because if you've never looked at it, you hear that and you go, oh. But after you step in, you go, it's normal. It looks.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
So it's a thought out there. But Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, have you been to Joe lately? He's got a whole new group of sales this week. You can pick up this week those Mississippi sweet potatoes, 59 cents a pound. Are you a sweet potato girl?
I like a baked sweet potato. And I do the sweet potato souffles at holidays and stuff, but that's about the only time. But like with a steak, a baked sweet potato with a little cinnamon and brown sugar and butter on top of it is really good.
I was sitting here thinking, and I'm not sure that I can remember ever tasting one.
Really?
I can't remember it for the life of me. So I'll have to investigate that.
Yeah.
Oranges, $3.99 for that 3-pound bag. Still grapefruit. If you're into that this new year, 5-pound bag for $4.99. Sweet, white, or yellow onions. You can get those for 89 cents a pound right now out there at the pig. Buy local. Yeah. What about some fresh green bell peppers? Get those also. Wash them up, get them in there. Ketchup, the Easy Squeeze, $2.99 for that 32-ounce bottle. You get the Piggly Wiggly mayonnaise, $1.99 for that 30-ounce jar. Goes good on any sandwich. And, of course, that Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 2 for $3. Those are handy also.
I can't keep that in my house. My son eats the fire out of that stuff on everything.
Dixie Crystals, granulated sugar. You can get that 4-pound bag for $2.29. You get the margarine spread, $1.99. Boston Butt, those are always great. $1.19 a pound right now at the pig. And you can get the ribeye steaks, $11.99 a pound for the family pack. As we're going down here, ribeye, New York strips, $8.99 a pound. The pork spare ribs, if you're going to be doing any kind of cooking, those are great. $1.99 a pound for that 2-pack.
And he'll have a lot of those,
Yeah.
like smoked and ready to go. Ribs.
All you got to do is ask.
Those Boston butts, y'all need to, if you worked a long day and you don't feel like cooking, go buy the pig and get you some.
Yeah. Sliced bacon, who doesn't love brine? $3.29 for a 12-ounce box there. And Coca-Cola products, 3 for $11. Many to choose from. Drinking water, 2 for $9 for that purified water. All at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Drop in to see my friend Joe. He'll certainly help you in any way he can and take care of things there at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Okay, we had a question from Carolyn Bowen from Scuba. It is a good question. I'll let you address this.
Carolyn Bowen says, "Is Bluebell a sin?"
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think it could be, could it?
I don't know. If you worship it and you have to have it morning, noon, and night, I don't know. It might be.
Bluebell ice cream is some kind of good ice cream, though.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. It is that. And
If you slap somebody when they try to get a bite of it, it might be a sin.
the Paul Thorne, and I remember now, the Paul Thorne, this was addressed, Les Alexander brought it up. The album that was on Pimps and Preachers, I don't know if y'all heard that, where his daddy was his preacher and his uncle was a pimp. And he learned a little bit about the good Lord, and then his uncle taught him about the bad way of life. And he said it was a true story, that really and truly happened. His uncle was a pimp. If you've never met Paul Thorne, he is hilarious, and he writes some great songs.
I had never heard of that, so I had to look that up too.
Hope I'm doing it right. I don't like half the folks I love. What a great song. Who doesn't feel that way? They come in to your house at Thanksgiving, you don't like them, but you love them.
Oh, yeah. I've said that many times. Like, I love my kids, but I might not like you for about 5 minutes.
That does happen.
You do. I'm going to tell you what, raising teenage daughters, mine are older now, thank the Lord.
They're in their 40s.
No, that'd make me, 60-something? No, I'm not. But they're in their 20s now. Praise Jesus. So I'll tell you what,
Well, both of
I didn't
mine
think
are
I would
too.
make it through raising teenage daughters. That will try every bit of patience you got. It will.
Good luck with you.
It will.
So
I love you.
we want to thank y'all for dropping by today. Again, we'll be on top of things that come about. Should anything break loose anywhere in the nation, we'll let you know. But as of now, 12 noon, Joe Biden will be your 46th president of the United States. That's going to be happening. As most of the folks that watched us said they will not watch it, they'll just get a headline of it somewhere at some point today.
Yeah.
I don't plan on watching that.
I hadn't decided. I don't know.
Well, if you do.
I mean, I wouldn't be watching out of like, oh, I'm so happy. But, I might sneak a peek at it.
And I hadn't seen which Bible Joe will take it on. Of course, Don done it on Abraham Lincoln's. I don't know who, because you choose whose Bible you want to put your hand on. So we'll see. Anyway, we want to say thank you for dropping by and spending part of it with us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30. I'll be here throughout it with the weather. And again, sunshine today, 59, and we got rain moving in after lunch tomorrow. Again, thank you for being a part of this. And we'll say bye.
Bye, y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by